Hello guys, can you hear me please? Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, I'm still trying to connect. I think there's a lag. There is a lag. There is a lag. So I'm going to stay with my OBS screen again this time around. Just wanted to see how it's looking on this side. What such view? Hey, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Why? Why? Why is my network? Oh, my network. Is my network? Oh, my network. Is my network okay? Is the network okay? Please, if you've joined, let me know. Just drop a comment below. Let me know if you can see. Let me know if you can hear. Please let me know if you can see. Let me know if you can hear. Let me know if you can see. Please let me know if you can hear. Let me check on my other device. Oh, I hope somebody joins because I know it's morning. Most people are at work. This is the time I can live stream for now. When times and things change, I'll probably um, change my live stream time. But for now, this is the time I can't do it. Yeah, so we have okay, we have audio, we have video on this device. If you join from anywhere, please let me know where you're joining from. Let me know what part of the world you're joining from. Let me know what part of the world you're joining from. Okay? Yeah. All right. So we have audio, we have video. I can see from this account of mine. So my other account, I can see that we have audio and we have video. So we're good. Good. So we're going to start because I don't want to spend more than 1 hour on this live stream. And the topic I have for today is so interesting to me that I'm so excited. So I have my water. I'm gonna be drinking from time to time because I am on a fast today. Big jug of water. This is 1 liter. If I can finish it before before 12, I'll be delighted. This is 1 liter. I'm supposed to drink 3 liters a day. I don't know if I've ever done that. Anybody who has done that, please drop a comment. Let me know. Have you ever actually drunk 3 liters of water in a day? Because I do not know how one can actually do that. Yeah, but let's not go into that. Topic for today is not health and well-being. It is relationships, the real currency. This is part 2 of the professional relationships series. Let's call it that, shall we? Let's call it that. Professional relationship series. Hello, my name is Nkiru. Yes, and kindly let me know where you're watching from, where you're joining from. If you do join, welcome to the Happiness Edits. That's the name of my channel. I have my notes on the side, so I'm going to be referring to them from time to time. All right, welcome to the Happiness Edit. That's the name of my channel. So really, actually, I changed my channel name to the Happiness Edit for for several reasons. I teach people. Basically, the focus of my channel is gratitude because I live in the United Kingdom, and one of the things that enabled me to survive as an immigrant in this country is developing an attitude of gratitude. Absolutely. You can easily find yourself being drowned by the challenges that surround the process of immigration and so forth. And there are some kinds of immigration that I have not experienced. I will not even pretend that I know how it feels like to emigrate from your country across the desert, Libya, the Sahara Desert into Libya, people who are venturing, journeying from Africa to Europe through the desert, through Libya, and end up as slaves in these countries, end up as, you know, as less than human, experiencing all kinds of inhumane treatment. I won't even begin to say that I understand what it feels like to undergo that kind of emigration. I wouldn't even say that I understand. Please help me double tap your screen if you are there and you can see me. Please just help me double tap your screen and like this live stream. Please help me like this live stream. Thank you. I said double tap screen, but that one doesn't work on YouTube. I'm talking as if I'm on TikTok. Help me like this live stream. So what was I saying? Like, I can't even begin to say that I know what it feels like to emigrate across those pathways. I can't even say for people who come across the channel from from France into the United Kingdom. I can't even say I know what it feels like to emigrate across those pathways, but I will only speak for myself, the one I experienced, which is, you know, student visa, student visa in path. Afterwards, becoming and seeking rather, not becoming, seeking a COS, the certificate of sponsorship, and then, um, you know, settling, trying to settle into a culture, a society that is entirely new to you in so many ways. If not for the attitude of gratitude, my own personal experience, it's easy to find yourself drowning, like seriously being weighed down, drowning. And this is applicable for every kind of lifestyle, not just the immigrant lifestyle, because I lived in Nigeria for years and I don't even know how it feels for today's Nigeria to be living in that country. Honestly, it is difficult. I have a new vlog up, and in that vlog I'm watching Nigerian news, and I do it every day. Almost every day I watch Nigerian news, and sometimes it can be so depressing when you read about people like Somi Madrago. It would be so unfair if anybody would not mention that poor girl's passing that really brought me, my mom, to tears here in this house. Som Tochi Christelle Madrago. Such a promising life. Cut short. Cut short. Hey, God. I don't even want to begin to think about it because I literally came to tears just watching the news, and I don't even know how it feels to be her family, to be her colleague, to be her friend. I don't even want to think about it. Where do you begin to express gratitude in such a situation, under such circumstances? Where do you begin? Hey, it will sound like an insult to the memory of that girl. So I'm not in any way underplaying, downplaying, or disregarding or despising the experiences that people deal with when I say gratitude is a key to happiness. I do not take lightly those things that people experience. I do not take lightly at all. So happiness edit is not a name that just popped out of the blues, but I do believe that you can find something to be grateful for, or you should try to find something to be grateful for in any situation, to enable yourself to rise above, to just rise above that situation. Because if you start sinking down into the depths of despair, I assure you that there are so many opportunities for you to do that, more than enough opportunities for you to do that, and you will find yourself absolutely drowned. And then there's no benefit. What do you gain? What do you gain from being dragged down into the depths of despair? So that's why I preach, or rather I share on gratitude, because I believe it's one of the keys to happiness. And as a Christian that I am, a lot of Christians will say, oh, we do not espouse happiness, we espouse joy, because as a Christian they preach, oh, I've got the joy, 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 and they say happiness is transient, happiness is temporary, happiness is dependent on circumstances, but joy is what will keep you going even when those circumstances are not there. Joy is what will, and strengthen you. And the Bible does say that the joy of the Lord is your strength. So joy is a higher level than happiness, because you're saying to yourself, no matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, no matter what you're going through, you have to be joyful. So rather joy than happiness. That is what the Christian would teach you. But I do know that when Jesus made, I'm trying to open the place in the Bible. I'm not here to preach anyway, but I'm trying to open the place in the Bible. When Jesus shared the Sermon on the Mount, he said that, blessed are you when people persecute you, blessed are the sorry, what's it called, the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. Blessed are the so and so, and blessed are the so and so. And the funniest thing is that when he finished teaching on those blessed, 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 some translations of the Bible take that blessed and replace it with happy are you. And there are several places where the Bible tells us that, yeah, that the Bible tells us that, that the Bible translates the word blessed as happy. So there is a correlation between the word happy and the word blessed, but that is not the topic for today. So I'm just trying to say that happiness, I didn't find it anyway. I was thinking for what I was looking for. Happiness is desirable, and as far as the Bible has, translated blessed, the word blessed into happiness, there is a correlation, right? There is a correlation between the two. So being happy is not a sin, and it is this happiness high that drives a lot of people into some controlling behaviors such as addiction, right? Because they just want that happiness, because happiness comes with a high. It's an emotion that a lot of people desire to feel. And yeah, it is a feeling, but joy is more than a feeling. Joy is a state of mind, joy is a state of body, and I absolutely understand joy because I have experienced joy. But I think that a lot of people are also desirous of just to experience happiness first before they even start talking about joy. And so that's why I use gratitude to show them how they can access this high, which is the happiness high, so to say. So here we spread happiness, like I said, and we do that by teaching people gratitude. So if this is something that interests you and something that you think you can benefit from, please endeavor to subscribe and also drop a comment below. Am I chatting? Is the chat open on this? Okay, yes, it's open. Yes, so you can actually drop comments below if you have anything to say about what I just said. However, I am knackered today. I just had to do this live stream because I have been awake since I've been awake. I went to sleep at 4 a.m. about 4 a.m. 4 a.m. ish, right? I woke up at 12 a.m. and today I'm supposed to be on a fast, like I said before. If you haven't seen my video about fasting, please try to watch it. Okay, I've been told it's quite fast. You can just do me a favor of slowing it down to maybe 0.75 speed, but I know that you can actually hear what I'm saying despite it being quite fast, because I did listen to it before I uploaded it. I made it fast deliberately because I didn't want it to be too long. Okay, so today I'm on a fast because I haven't fasted all through this week. So decided to fast today, and then I worked from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. on the video I currently have on my channel, which went up this morning. And please also try to watch that one. It's about life in the UK and how I handle homesickness, which I did experience a lot and I still do experience a lot. Yeah, so please try to like and share when you do watch that video. So I was working on that video from 10 a.m. till 4, from 12 a.m. rather till 4 a.m. and this is almost 12 p.m. So I slept at 4 a.m. and then I woke up at 7:10. So that's I slept for 3 hours, and prior to that I slept for about an hour or two. So I haven't had more than 5 hours sleep today, and we are supposed to sleep for at least 6 hours a night, which is not even enough. But as an adult, 6 hours should be okay. So my body is already stressed. That's what I'm trying to say, and this affects my ability to fast because the aim of fasting is actually to stress the body and stress the cells so that they can produce results that we seek, such as autophagy and I have it written down somewhere. Yes, yeah. And then the combustion of calories. My battery is running low. Let me plug my laptop, please. My battery is running low. Laptop doesn't go off. There will. Need something stupid. Yeah. Light went off for a minute. Plugging my laptop. So yeah. So do we have anyone there? Hello, 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 hello. Thank you for joining. You're welcome to my live stream. I'm just checking so I can respond to messages. So, I yeah. So as I was saying, fasting's aim is to stress the body, stress the cells, so that they can produce the results that you seek, such as the combustion of calories to result in weight loss. One of the results that we expect to obtain from fasting is combustion of calories, which results in weight loss. So fasting puts pressure on the cells, and I'm not exactly explaining it with the right terminology and the right way because I'm not an expert, but I did learn this from Dr. Mindy Pels, who is and teaches a lot on fasting, and you can also check her videos out, and probably I will put a link to her some of her videos on the topic in the description of this video when it goes on my page. So yeah, um fasting actually stresses your body, but when the body is already stressed, what now happens? What then happens? Because my body is stressed and knackered at 4 a.m. when I was going to bed, about 4:30 thereabout. I was so exhausted. But have you ever experienced that feeling when you're knackered, you're about to pass out, like you're aching all over, and like you just can't wait to fall into bed? And even when you fall into bed, like you're so tired that you can even barely sleep, but you still feel that sense of joy and fulfillment despite how tired you are. Like, do you ever experience that feeling? Have you ever experienced that feeling? If you have, please drop a comment below where you're knackered but you feel like energetic somehow. You're physically tired, but let me use the word your spirit, like your mind is buzzing with energy, with life. Do you understand? Have you ever experienced that feeling? That is how I feel when I work on my YouTube channel. That is exactly how I feel when I work on my YouTube channel. I may put in a lot of hours and burn a lot of my energy, but I feel so fulfilled. I feel so fulfilled. Like, even when nobody is paying me, because for a lot of people, what produces that feeling is the thought that, oh, I'm going to get paid for this at the end of the day. But sometimes when I'm not even expecting any shishi, because as at now, YouTube is not paying me yet. Emphasis on the yet. But yes, I feel so fulfilled after putting in all that time. If you have experienced this, please drop a comment below. Drop a comment, drop a comment, drop a comment, and please like the live and please share the live. So that is why I keep showing up, and I will keep showing up. I will keep showing up. And this is one way you can identify what you are supposed to do with your life. Now, that is not the topic of today, but I'm going to segue into the topic of today from this. So, stay with me. Stay with me, stay with me, right? Okay, so that is one of the ways that you can identify what you are supposed to do with your life. So, what is that one thing hmm, that makes you, as in, even when no one pays you, you can stay up late at night doing it? Like, nobody's paying you, nobody even knows that you're awake, but you're awake and you're burning the midnight oil and you're doing this thing. You can do it even when you don't feel like doing anything, when you're exhausted and you have no energy, you have nothing to drive you except that sense of fulfillment that you will receive at the end of that activity, at the end of that task. That is the only thing that drives you. That is the only thing you think about all day or most of the day, or you cannot even go a day without thinking about what is that thing. Go and discover that thing, my friend watching me today. Go and find that thing. Go and locate that thing. That is what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Yes. If you agree, please drop a comment below. If you have experienced this, please drop a comment. Comment and like. Comment and share. Comment and like. Comment and share. Comment and like. Comment and share. I'm a music producer. This is my comment and like. Comment and share. That's my chorus. That's my hook. So I've been telling a lot of my friends, right? Because of how passionate I am about content creation, I tell a lot of my friends to create content. Create content. Why don't you create content? Some of these people I'm telling, like, they have more aesthetic environments than me, because I have some babes friends that are married to a Odogu Parara himself. So this, some of these my friends are even the Odogu Parara themselves. Some of them are collecting armed robber salary, and I've told her, I said, babe, why don't you create content? Your environment is fine, your house is beautiful. Hey, see house now. Even if you want to just use one room of your house to do so, you have the space. These people have the resources, and I have spoken to many of them. I have pleaded, because I'm a friend, a good friend. We're talking about what? Professional relationships, and I'm going to segue into my topic for today's live stream. So that's why I said stay with me. I've told them, come and create content now. Let me use you and shine, because I wanted to create content for years and I have been passionate about it for years, but I didn't have the resources, I didn't have the environment, I didn't just think I had what it took. So I was encouraging other people, I have been encouraging other people, and I'm still encouraging other people. I have a video on the topic actually. You can check my channel. I've been encouraging, I'm still encouraging, and I'll keep encouraging people who have better than me, who are better than me in my mind, to create content. But you know that none of them have done it. None of them have started creating content. So people have even come to me and said, oh, I want to create content. Before I made my first blog, I know someone was saying, I want to do a blog till today. And my first blog I started in 2015, 2016. I don't use that blog anymore. I'm going to try and do another blog. I'm trying to work on another blog now. But my first blog was 2015, 2016. Some of those people started telling me they wanted to do blog before that time. When I started blog, they said, look at this one. I thought I wanted to do blog. Now she has gone and started doing blog, because I thought, why don't you still do the blog? The fact that I did a blog, does it stop you from doing your own blog? I didn't come and tell you I wanted to do blog, because I'm not the kind of person that goes around telling people my ideas before I execute them, because I have done it in the past and I realized it's not a way to go. It doesn't guarantee that you're going to do whatever it is you are talking about. No, I don't necessarily have to talk to anybody anymore. I focus on my planning, and that is part of my own maturing process. But you came to talk to me, you want to start a blog now. I will help you do it. I will support you, and I support. So get ye a friend that supports you professionally. That's the first thing I will say about today's topic. Relationships are the real currency. The people you surround yourself with matter in how you execute your dream, you bring your passion to light, and you excel in your chosen profession or career. But we're still segueing into that. And so someone I said, oh, I want to do blogging till today. I did blogging, I stopped. I'm now doing vlogging. They have not even started blogging. So I have spoken to my friends, I have pleaded with my friends. I said, come and do content creation, come and do content creation. Till today, many of them have not said. They will witness, they are there. If you are in the comments, all of you, I know you, drop it. Mention it, tell the truth, say yes, yes, yes. She told me. Yes, I've told them to go and start content creation. That is why I will say to you today, if you have to tell an adult what to do, don't bother, don't waste your time. If you have to tell an adult what to do, don't waste your time. And if you are an adult and you are waiting for somebody to come and tell you the profession to go into or the business to do, that's all these people that will come online and say, please, which business can I do? Go and look for a job. Oh. Go and look for. I used to read those comments and watch those kind of videos, and I'm like, okay, let's see how far it will go with this kind of question. If you are an adult and person is still they tell you, say, oh, do this, oh, do that, it's not like it's a bad thing, right? But if they are still telling you what to do as an adult, don't do that thing. No, don't do it. That one they're telling you that you have, don't do it, because you ought to know by yourself what you should do. This doesn't always happen. For instance, I, as a student in secondary school, after I got into SS1 or 2 or so, it's SS1, when we're now moving into, specializations in quotes, because the specialization I specialized was not even specialization I was supposed to specialize, but that's another story for another day. But we're now moving into particular classes like, okay, arts, what's it called, commerce, science, engineering, blah blah blah. In the UK here, they don't do that thing, which is good. Everybody will just be reading all the subjects till they finish secondary school. Then when you go to college, you now decide the one you want to do. I think it's better. But when I was in secondary school, I was going into the science class because I did very well in my junior YEC, very very well. So I went into science class. A friend of mine, I will mention her name because I would like her to watch this video and I want her to remember that story. Ezine Wankwo. She now lives in Canada. She said to me then in SS1, she said, are you going to do geography? Because when you're in science class, naturally now there's some subjects you just naturally do. Oh, chemistry, maths, physics, biology. Oh, maths is general, then biology, chemistry, physics. Then geography seems like a natural, flow into those subjects. So why not? I ended up studying geology anyway, but geography and geology they are related, but they're not the same. In the university, I studied geology. So she said, are you doing geography? I said yes, and it was so boring to me. Gosh. She said, you are doing geography. I said yes. She said, why are you not doing literature? You doing geography, you're not doing literature. Go and do literature, you that you can read for Africa. And she was right, I could read for Africa. Your relationships matter. In profession, in career, so many things, your relationships matter. Get ye the right people around you. We are still going. So I went and did literature. I took the advice and I moved into literature class. And guess what? The only prize I received in that school, the only prizes I received in that school were for literature. For poetry, for literature, for essay writing. Those were the prizes I kept on receiving in that school. But I was a child. It was understandable that somebody should point me in the direction I ought to have gone. Now, I'll give another example. Jarvis, whom we all know, Jadrolita. She has another, her real name it escapes me, but everybody knows her as Jarvis Jadrolita. I watched an interview she did with Ebuka Obiuchendu on Channels TV. And he asked her, how did you even get into this whole thing, this kind of business, content creation, and everything? And she said that she was on TikTok and I think she was looking for a business to do and wondering what to do. And then somebody said to her, oh, why don't you do TikToks? You are actually very pretty and lots of people are already, are doing it and doing very well on it. Why don't you do it? And then she said, oh, okay. And she then began to do TikToks and began to watch TikToks. But she discovered the AI herself, the AI character that she currently personifies that has taken her so many parts of the world. She discovered her ability to do that thing by herself. She went on TikTok. She started doing TikTok, but then she started going live, and then she started looking for what can she do to differentiate herself even on the TikTok. So yes, somebody pointed her in the direction that she should go, and of course, Jarvis was still in the university when this conversation took place, so she was pretty much still a child. Okay, but then she's growing into adulthood, and then she realizes, oh, I actually have this ability. I can do this. I can, I have this AI thingy. I'm very good at, cartoon voices, and I'm very good at mimicking. Whatever it is she calls it, she realized that she could do it because she said she was inspired by the NPC live streams where non is it non something character, is it non-playing character or something, those video game characters that girls do on is it non-playing character, is NPC I think it's called anyway, that she had the ability to do those things. And she, oh, I go, oh, some water, drink water, water, those things that those girls do. She said she could do it, and that she realized that nobody was really doing it in Nigeria. Therefore, she decided to start doing it. Are we not saying the same thing? There is a level to which you can tell somebody what to do, and there is a level to which people can tell you what to do. So if people are still telling you what to do, perish the thought. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just bother. Look for what you think you should be doing. Please drop comments if you agree with what I am saying. You need to know what your calling is by yourself as an adult. If you knew from childhood what your calling was, thank God for your life. Okay, but if somebody has to tell you, you need to check that calling. You need to really really check that calling if it is from God. But it is good for people to tell you, because sometimes you cannot see something about yourself, some things about yourself you cannot see. True. Yeah, you might just realize that, I'm always doing this thing, but you didn't notice, and somebody might just tell you that, you do this very well. The funny thing, I will say it again. When you have to tell somebody, do you know you do this thing very well? Ross Perry, I will mention another friend of mine, Obioma Ejelonu. I will mention her friend, Obioma Ejelonu. Today, maybe I'm doing tribute to my friends that have impacted my life. Obioma Ejelonu of blessed memory. She passed on during the Ebola pandemic. She was unfortunately one of the first people that came in contact with that Liberian man whose name escapes me at this time. She came in contact with him. She was a nurse. She was working in the hospital where he came for treatment, where he was brought for treatment. I think it's Lagoon Hospital, one of the biggest hospitals in VI then. And that was her first day on that job. She was my best friend from primary school, from childhood. She passed, and she was pregnant. Tragic story, always tragic story. But Obioma Ejelonu came to visit me when I was Obioma Ejelonu, Justina Ejelonu. She's a nurse. She was a nurse, and they knew her as Nurse Tina on Facebook. She was quite popular. She came to visit me once. We visited each other a lot. She came to visit me. She traveled all the way to Port Harcourt to visit me. And when she came to my room where I was staying, my bedroom, she opened a book I had written, because I write. I've written books. She opened a book, and I write with pen and paper. I write with pen and paper. I write a whole book with pen and paper. She opened the book and, so you are still doing this thing. So you are still doing this thing. You have been doing this thing since, and I'm like, I didn't even know I was doing this thing in primary school. She's like, you've been doing this thing since. I'm like, really? I didn't even know. So as a child, I already was doing that thing, and as an adult, I kept on doing it. But you were a child, you don't know what you were doing. You became an adult, you still don't know what you were doing, and then you are waiting for somebody to come and tell you, I beg, I don't think that one will work. Just go and look for your passion. Don't and look for, because that one they are telling you to do, I don't think is your passion. Just imagine Thames or Ira Star that will wait for somebody to come and say, you can sing, go. Like, what's that? No, forget it. So, but I'm a workaholic. You understand? I'm a workaholic. I work for Africa, but you see, when it comes to content creation, I have a different passion for it, because when I'm consuming content, I'm actually also learning how to create content. That's one of my passions, and I've been doing this for years. For years, like I said, I started my first blog in 2015, 2016. I've been doing this for years. I started recording videos for YouTube as far back as 2015, 2016. I started picturing what I wanted to do on YouTube as well. But then niche was one area that kept me from starting for many, many years. So I can be a workaholic. Any job I do, I can work, I can put in extra time I'm very good at putting extra time into my jobs. Whether or not I'm paid for overtime, I don't even ask, I don't even seek, I don't even want my bosses to know I put in extra time. I just do it because I want to get better at that job. So any job I'm doing, I put in extra time. Wella, I'm very, very good at it. But at the back of my mind, is not my own thing. It doesn't give me that satisfaction that this content creation gives me, that doing my own business gives me because I'm a businesswoman, that writing my books gives me because I'm a writer. So those things are my passion, and I cannot compare them with the fulfillment I get from doing a job. I have never been able to compare them with the fulfillment I get from doing a job. Now, some people, all their fulfillment comes from doing a job. I know people like that. In their life, they can't think of anything else that they can do except to do a job. Have you met people like that? Or are you someone like that? Are you the kind of person that goes, my job, oh, in the morning, my job, oh, in the noontime, my job, oh, my job, oh, my job, oh. Every morning, afternoon, night, my job, oh, my job, oh, my job. So if you don't, such people, when you don't have a job, okay, when you don't have a job, you feel like you are floating. How long have I been on? Okay, that's 7 minutes. You feel like you're rudderless. You feel like you don't have an anchor. Some people, when they say to me, oh, I've quit my job several times in this life. I have quit my job several times in this life because honestly, I do not believe that I was created for the 9 to 5 life. Yes, I've quit my jobs. So, but sometimes, like I see people that when they're on leave, I'm in the office, somebody is on leave, you will just come to the office. Uncle, what are you doing? Why are you here? Are you not on leave? I'm tired. I've been on leave for 2 weeks. I've been in the house for 2 weeks. I'm in shock because me, when I'm on leave, the day I want to start work, I can cry. I can weep. Do you understand? But I see people that on leave, say who die. Even if they want to, as in they don't even want to go on leave. They just take the leave maybe because their wives or their children have bugged them. And this is applicable to both male and female. There are some people that they cannot leave their desk in the office unless you use a crane to pull them away from that desk. Such people, just don't bother to do any business. Just focus on job. Know that you are going to work that job until you retire. The only advice I will give you is invest in real estate too. Just generally invest. Don't bother with business. So if you have an auntie or uncle that is showing this trait, this symptom, because it's a disease, it's a disease. So somebody that cannot leave your desk in the office until they use crane and drag you from that desk, you go on leave, you be on leave, 3 weeks leave, 2 weeks you are tired, I've been in the house doing nothing. You come to the office, you don't have another place to go. You don't have another place to go. It's the office. ah Advise that your child, though, if there's a child that is like that, or your sibling or your friend, advise that person not to leave job. They should do everything in their power to keep a job, stay on a job. They shouldn't even try to do side hustle. The most you can do if you're that kind of person is just to invest in real estate. I'll give example. JJ Okocha started real estate investing when he was very, very young. Of course, he started playing football when he was very, very young. But he said he doesn't understand a lot of businesses. He didn't have energy to begin to try to understand a lot of business. And we all know that he didn't have so much of an education anyway, but that doesn't really count towards doing any business because we have lots of people who do businesses successfully without even a single bit of education. So I'm not saying that is the reason why he couldn't do business, but he just did not have that drive to go into business, and he didn't really understand so many businesses, and maybe he didn't even also even have the time to sit down and understand of business. So what did he do? He just generally, as he was making the big money, he was just buying property. There is nobody that cannot understand property. Just invest in real estate. I will advise you to invest. Oh, I won't say you should not invest. Don't eat all your money. You are working for somebody. Don't just be working, eating the money, paying school fees, paying rent. No, invest in property. Buy the first one, buy another one, sell and buy again, sell and buy again. After it appreciates, sell and buy a better one. Keep investing in property. But you see business, just close it, package it, throw it away. Bottomless pit is not for you. As long as you are one of these people that I have described now, that don't have any other place to go in their life except office, just close the matter. There's nothing that you are doing there. It is business, it is work for you, employee life. That is what you are going to be. Highest you will grow to become CEO of one big corporation or whatever. That is enough for you. But there are people that entrepreneurship is the blood that flows inside their veins. Those people that when they sleep at night, I knew a man like that. Engineer Lukaiji. I knew a man like that. I worked for him and was his technical assistant. When entrepreneurship, let's say it well, entrepreneurship is your goal, is your dream, is your passion. You can't sleep, you can't eat until you do that thing. Even if they are doing a job, even if they are working for somebody, they will still be doing something on the side. Those are the people that today's live stream is for. And I know it seems like I've taken too much time to get here, but we're not going to dwell on too much because you guys are CEOs now, you're bosses. We're only going to talk about the relationships you need to actualize this dream and this passion. And that is why I have kept on saying, surround yourself with the right people. People that will bring your dream, help you to give birth to your dream the right way. Even if it's CS they need to do for you, they will do it. But as long as they will bring that dream out alive from you, those are the kind of people you need to surround yourself with. So that is what we are talking about in today's live stream. And like I said, we're not going to dwell too much on it, but I just want to show you that I went on ChatGPT and I got a script for my live stream. Come on. I wish I had music. Oh, I need to have music on my next live stream. I went on ChatGPT and I got you a script so that I'm not coming here to blab. Oops. I'm giving you the real deal. But like I said, get ye the right people around you. Surround yourself with the right people that will help you to bring that dream. If your goal, your dream, your plan, your passion is to be an entrepreneur. I like something that the CEO of YouTube, I think it was, who was being interviewed, said, and it went viral, I think sometime last month. He described YouTubers with one word: entrepreneurs. That made my day. He used a word to describe YouTubers: entrepreneurs. I know I'm an entrepreneur, and my passion for YouTube amazes me because I'm an entrepreneur. So why are you so passionate about this YouTube thing? But when he said that YouTubers are entrepreneurs, that answered my question. That answered my question. That is why I'm so passionate about YouTube. And if you are a YouTuber and you have not watched that interview, I probably will look for it and also link it here. Let me make a note to not forget. So I'm going to link two things. Please comment below if you would like me to link this. That's interview with CEO, with the YouTube CEO. And there's another interview I said I would link. I don't want to forget it. There's another video I said I would link. Is it the video with JJ Okocha? I think interview with Dr. Mindy Pels. Dr. Mindy Pels, actually. Dr. Mindy Pels, yes. Her teachings on fasting are amazing. They are phenomenal. Yeah. I want to charge my phone. Please comment below. Let me know where you're joining from. Please comment below. Comment below. Comment below. So YouTube CEO described YouTubers as entrepreneurs, and I want to say this, guys: if you are a YouTuber, you need to change the way you see yourself. You need to change the way you describe yourself. Begin to speak to yourself. Begin to consider yourself as an entrepreneur. Now, if you are an entrepreneur, whether on YouTube or outside of YouTube, like I said, today's live stream is for you. I've done 45 minutes. I have 15 minutes left. I've taken a long time to segue into this, but today's live stream is titled "Friendship in Business." And as an entrepreneur, it is very important for you to realize that you need relationships for you to grow, for you to even start your your business, for you to even grow your business. So last week we talked about professional relationship, and that was part one. This week we're talking about part two of professional relationships. Now last week we talked about relationships in the workplace, where we talked about colleagues and bosses and their relationships with each other, and we said your colleague is not your friend, your boss is not your friend. And now we're bringing it into the entrepreneurship space, where you're not working for someone, you're working for yourself. Who is your friend and who is not your friend? I'm asking, who are your friends and who are not your friends? What kind of relationships should you have with the people that you interact with? Because every relationship will be leading you to your next contract or to your first contract if you have just started. Now, you have to be a boss at managing relationships if you are an entrepreneur. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me in this life, but I will tell you, I learned this from my one of my first bosses in this, as an adult. The first job I got, actually, that relationships are the real currency. She didn't use these very words. ChatGPT gave me these very words. Relationships are the real currency. Now, as a professional entrepreneur, I have this slideshow which I pretty much just had ChatGPT create for me, and I'm going to quickly share it before the end of this live. If you want it, you can comment below and I will send it to you. But it's titled Friendship in Business: The Power of Relationships for Entrepreneurs. And like I said, I used ChatGPT to create this morning. My focus for this live stream was going to be networking, and so I'm going to quickly say this before I move on to the next slide. Right, I'm going to quickly say this, that networking is very, very crucial to your growth as an entrepreneur. Networking is very, very, very crucial to your growth as an entrepreneur. You need to be able to network. You need to be able to network successfully as an entrepreneur. You need to be able to network successfully. My what's it called? My slideshow went off. I'm trying to, yeah, so the window, what's going on? Yeah, so what's happened? I wanted to show my, no, sorry. I'm trying to show my, let me know if you can still see the live stream. I'm having some technical challenges. Let me know if you can still see the live stream, please. Alright, so there I am. I can't find my live stream anymore for some reason. Okay, so let's go back. Um, do I have that now? No. My slides have decided to disappear. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly go through because I just changed this now and it stopped showing. I know they hear waiting devil talk. Me me and Bobo, I know everything there we talk. I ah ah ah. We say Guinea. Alrighty, I can't find my slideshow anymore, and I've already taken too much time trying to figure it out. So I'm just going to read out the slides to you. All right, but if you want it, I can always share it with you. Why relationships matter in business? Why do relationships matter in business? Because opportunities flow through people, right? Whether we like it or not, opportunities flow through people. I said I worked for a man who was my boss, and one of the things he used to do in the office then, I was one of his business development executive. One of the things he used to do in the office then, he would call hello, and he would greet somebody and talk and talk and talk, and then he next thing you will hear, because he went to King's College Lagos, so he had a lot of affiliations, and of course his old school, old boys association and everything, King's College. So he would call, and the next thing he would say, "Ah, God, give us work now, give us work now." And this guy is a billionaire. This guy is a billionaire. So you have to humble yourself because you need work. You need to pay salaries. I mean, so opportunities flow through people. You understand? You meet someone, you don't know what opportunity the person is going to enable you to access. So opportunities flow through people. That's why relationships matter in business, and trust beats cold outreach. You need to build trust before you people can actually hand their money to you to patronize you. And a lot of times, so many times, we start with our friends, we start with our family, start with people that already know us, because we've already built a relationship with them. And then I'm going to quickly talk about personal versus professional relationships. So personal friendships are characterized by emotional closeness, there's personal support, and they are rooted in history. But professional relationships always start with a shared purpose or goal, and are powered by mutual growth value. What do both of you seek to achieve? Where do both of you seek to reach? And are rooted in opportunity. So professional relationships are not necessarily based on length of time that you've known each other, but shared purposes, shared goals. So you can start a professional relationship with someone whom you've only just met, but because you have a shared purpose, you have a shared goal. And that is one great thing that social media is doing for us today, giving us opportunities to network with each other. Now I'm going to go into the myth of networking. I really wish I could have shown my slides, but that is so heartbreaking for me that I can't show these slides so that you can read along with what I'm sharing. But no wahala. So myth networking, people say networking is transactional. I don't know if anybody really does say that, but ChatGPT says people say that networking is transactional, and that networking builds mutual value and community, which is true. That is not a myth. I will advise you, if you are into entrepreneurship, what kind of business do you do? There is so much opportunity for you now to take advantage of networking. LinkedIn is a network. Facebook has networks. There are Facebook groups for literally every sphere of life. Whatever you're trying to do. I was trying to start a business in the UK recently, and there are Facebook groups for that business that I want to do. I have already joined some. I'm planning to do some homeschooling for my child in future. I've already joined some homeschooling Facebook groups. So Facebook groups are a way for you to build networks. LinkedIn is a great opportunity for you to build networks, and there are so many WhatsApp groups, Telegram group for people who are in the same profession, in the same field, and it is an invaluable tool for you to build your business, for you to build your contact. So this is something that we must all harness in this day and age. Professional relationships do not wait until there is an opportunity. They do not wait until it is the time is right kind of thing. No, you have to go out there and build them. This is not something I need to tell you, but this is the absolute aim of social media. Social media was built for this purpose, because many of us did not realize it when it started. We did not realize it. If we had realized it from the beginning that social media was a business tool, many of us would have approached it differently from the start. But there were people who saw that opportunity from the get-go and took it, and those are the ones whose names we are hearing all over the world today from this same social media that we are on. So networking is a way to build mutual value and community. Of course, a lot of people are already doing that. So, what are the smart networking strategies that you can use? You need to show up consistently. You have to attend events and online meetups and what have you. We have content creator events all the time in different parts of the world. YouTube organizes, Meta organizes, various platforms organize. If you can attend those, attend. If networking is, if content creation is part of what your business goals are, but if it is not, you focus on your business goals. Network with people who are in the same business as you, for crying out loud. If you're a business design, you're a fashion designer, you need to be networking with your fellow fashion designers. If you're a hairdresser, you need to be networking with your fellow It's not a time for competition. There is a place for competition, but competition can also be healthy. Competition can also be healthy. Being able to talk with someone who does the same thing as you will gain so much from them. It's all about building relationships. What do you do? Number one, I can tell you, is just to be polite. Talk to people politely, and respectfully. If somebody is ahead of you, you are a CEO, I'm a CEO, but your business is bigger, you have more contact, I need you more than you need me. I go humble myself. Oh, I go humble myself, ask for everything I want. If you don't give me, then I move on. But I will still keep that relationship going as much as possible. Lead with giving. Lead with giving. That was why today I said I was going to show you my slideshow, which I created with what? ChatGPT. But network won't let me be great. I don't know what I did to internet that it decided not to allow me to share my lives, my what's it called, my slideshow. I created a slideshow in ChatGPT in less than 5 minutes for this live stream. That's where I'm reading everything from. I just gave it a prompt, and it just gave me a the complete script for this live stream, and then it created a slideshow for me from that script, and then put it in a PowerPoint. Then I was able to download it, uploaded it to my Yahoo, and then also imported it into my live streaming software, and I shared it. So those of you who were here saw that I was able to share it, and this is my first time actually attempting all of these things. So you need to lead with giving. Being able to share knowledge with people in your network is an invaluable strategy for you to grow your business. Share. When you share information, then you also find that people will be happy to share information with you, and then follow up intentionally. Call people, birthdays, if you can, keep it in your calendar. On their birthday, send out a message. Christmas Day messages, New Year's Day messages to people that you want to build connection with. These things will help you to stay warm in their hearts when they think about someone that they can do businesses with. You are one of the people that will quickly come to mind. Diversify your circle. Don't only network with people that do what you do. Network with people in other industries. I was listening to a video the other day, and somebody said she does cooking, but she networked with someone that is into event management. Why? Because when you are doing event management, you have an event, you can call me and say, okay, they are looking for a caterer, or tell them, okay, I know a caterer. They might ask her, we need a caterer, do you know a caterer? And you who is doing catering might be doing catering, and somebody say, we don't even have an event management manager for this event. Oh, I know somebody, let me give her a call. So it's not only people that are in your own business that you should network with. That is why building relationships is a skill that we can never underestimate the power of. Building relationships is growing your currency. The first currency you need in business, before you start talking about capital, before you start talking about raw material, is relationship that you have with people. Now, how to maintain relationships? Schedule relationship building time in your calendar. Right now I'm learning to schedule everything into my calendar because the mind is full of so many things. Schedule relationship building time in your calendar. The company where I work, relationship building is vital, but I'm talking about as an entrepreneur, you need to have a budget. You need to have a budget for relationship building. Who are you taking out to lunch this week? Who are you going out to lunch with? Those things are not a waste of your time. I can assure you they are not. Do brunch with someone, do lunch with someone. You understand? Call them up and say, oh, can we have lunch? very, very helpful. Celebrate others' wins. Don't be that person. Don't be that girl. Don't be that guy that cannot celebrate your friend that they've done something, that they've won a contract, that they got a job. You were gunning for it as well. But what stops you from celebrating with them if they got it? Maybe they didn't get it by the right means, but what if they can tell you tomorrow, oh, I need to supply this and I don't have it. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. Can you supply it for me? So celebrate them, congratulate them, because in business you have to be mature. You have to grow above all the pettiness if you're doing business. Now, be a connector. By being a connector, I give an example. Somebody is doing an event, you are a caterer, you can link them up with an event manager, you can link them up with someone that can do their decor, you can link them up with someone that will supply the music or be an MC. That is because you have relationships with these people. If you don't have relationships with these people, there is no way you can connect people. So building relationships, it still boils down to it. All right. And then respect boundaries. Like I said, politeness and respect. Politeness and respect are two things that we must cultivate if we are to be successful in business. Politeness and respect. Writing your emails, writing your text messages, giving a call. Politeness and respect, if we can build this into our lives as a lifestyle, regardless of who you are interacting with. That is why when they say you are talking to a gate man, you are rude, you are shouting, you are disrespectful, and then when you want to talk to the CEO, you now become unrespectful. No, 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 no. Make it a lifestyle of cultivating those kind of attitude, speaking to people in a manner. There are people that are CEOs that till tomorrow I have never seen them raise their voices at anybody. And that is the way they run their business because they have made it a habit. And to see people inviting them into places of authority. So, politeness and respect. Respect people, respect boundaries. I call people up sometimes and say to them, please, can I do this? Please, can I? And they say, do you even have to ask? I'm saying, yes, I have to ask because it's not mine. I can't take liberties with somebody else's property. Okay, so respect people's boundaries. All right, it's very important. Be a connector, respect boundaries. Now, I just want to ask a quick few questions as I'm going to be rounding off in a few minutes. I've already done more than an hour. How do you handle one-sided relationships where the other person is not forthcoming, the other person is not participating, the other person is not contributing? You are doing all the giving, you are doing all the teaching, you are doing. Man, some people are just a drain on our finances, on our time, on everything. Those people, how do you handle them if you have experienced such? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Some people are just good at taking. Yeah. As an entrepreneur, you're going to be hiring people to work for you at some point or the other. Probably you might have employees who work for you. There are some employees that can give to the business, but some people are just there to take. I've done my job, pay me my salary, I go home. Some people are there, some people come and they contribute, they go over and above. But some people are just there to just do the barest minimum, get their salary and go. I'll give you a typical example. In the company where I work, one of the companies where I worked, there were two managers. At a point, one of them was promoted to the position of engineering. I don't want to call the specific role because he had the qualification. Now, there were two of them, like I said, in that position who were next, or let me say, third in rank to the MD. Third in rank to the MD. They both had managerial positions. When the company had grown to the point where somebody could be promoted to another leadership position in that department or in that company, the other one who had the qualification on his CV was chosen. The one who did not have the qualification was disappointed and got angry and did leave the company. He did not leave the company, though. He stayed and continued doing his job and doing his job well. Now, one thing I noticed about that company while I worked there was that everybody would rather go to this man who was not given the promotion, who did not have the qualification, with problems, and he would solve them. But the one who had the qualification and was promoted to a higher rank, rarely had anybody going to him, because everybody would tell you, if you go to that one, he will just direct you to someone else. He doesn't like to take responsibility. He doesn't want people to say, oh, so and so told me to do so and so. No, he doesn't want you to come back to him with anything and say, oh, you are the one that told me to do this and this is the consequence. He's afraid of taking responsibility. He doesn't want to own. So he will rather push you, delegate you to someone else. He does not give advice, he does not give direction. And this is a senior person to someone else. But everybody preferred to go to this one. And I noticed that even the MD preferred to liaise with this guy rather than the one whom he promoted based on qualification. Everything is not about certificates, my friend. Alright? Now, for the fact that this guy did not leave the company, I will give him credit. A lot of credit. So you do not have to end, because this particular guy who was not promoted happened to be a friend, a close friend of the MD of that company, and was actually instrumental to bringing that company to where it was, because it was his connection that brought that company to its first contract. Do you understand? So it was why he was disgruntled that he was not given that promotion, because he believed that he deserved it. After all, he was instrumental to bringing that company its first contract. But the MD appreciated him, but he could not make a decision based on that relationship, because what your client wants to see is the qualification of the person whom you are proposing to lead their job. So when you bring somebody's qualification, you now have to talk and convince them they can do it. No, they want to see qualification. Me, I do tenders. I'm a proposal specialist, so I know what they're looking for. They want to see that qualification, period. If you don't have that qualification, you might lose that job to another company. So the MD had to make a professional executive decision, and he chose this man to promote. But when he needed to discuss business with someone, this was the person he went to. Now this guy was wise enough to know that he should not sever that relationship, so he stayed in the company. At the end of the day, recently I learned that he has been promoted to general manager of that company, above this man who was promoted based on qualification. As an entrepreneur, you have to make difficult decisions, and sometimes relationships might bring you to a place of bias where you feel that you want to impress and please your friends. But I pray that we all have friends who will be like this man, who will understand that you don't just sever relationships like that. You just keep doing your job. You just keep doing your job well. You just keep relating well with whomever you're relating with. And eventually, what will come to you will come to you. I don't know if this story has any meaning to anybody or makes any impact to anybody, but if it does, please drop a comment below. So there are people who will always keep taking, who will always keep taking. You don't focus on those people, but you do not muddy the waters of your relationship with them. You don't go off at them, lose your temper, and you're always just taking. There is something they are doing for you. There's something you are benefiting from them. Keep benefiting that thing. Then look for the one who aligns with you in terms of give and take, and focus on that relationship. Build it, feed it. You won't allow this one to die. You will still feed this one with the occasional respect, the occasional calls. It's your birthday, happy birthday. It's your wife's birthday, happy birthday to your wife. But this one is the one that you know what to take to. You know what to discuss with. Your brain has to have compartments. Your brain has to have compartments. That, oh, this one walks into your office, you shift into this mode, and then you have this kind of conversation. Okay, yes, 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 business as usual. Bye, go. This one comes in, you now begin to tell him your fears, your concerns, your discussions, intimate discussions with your prospects. You don't discuss it with everybody. So your brain has to have compartments as an entrepreneur. Now, what is your best online versus offline connection story? This one we will not have time to answer it, but if you have anything to um contribute to that, please drop it in the comment. What is your favorite online versus online connection story? I can't think of any, but if you have any, you can drop it for now. Can friends make good business partners? This is the one that I really want us to chime in on, to pitch in on, to give our 2 cents on. Can friends make good business partners? Can friends make good business partners? So somebody is your friend. Should you transition? Can you? Should you transition that person from friend to business partner? The good thing about friends is that you know who your friends are. But to an extent, if you have not done business with a friend, you might not know how trustworthy they are with money. Okay, how professional they can be. Not everybody can be professional enough to compartmentalize their brain. I'm like, this is my friend. However, he is the one with the money. I am the one with the idea. Or I am the one with the money. He's the one with the idea. So I need to respect that relationship. Some people can despise you even though you're not bringing as much to the table as they are. But because you're their friend, they look down on you and they feel that, okay, I'm now the one sustaining this one because he's doing business with me. So there are those permutations. But where you are on a level playing field with a friend, whereby you're bringing the same 50% I'm bringing, or you're bringing the knowledge and bringing the business admin or the contacts, yes, I believe that can work. Where you are a friend to this person and you can do business with them when there's a level playing field. But when there's not a level playing field, you have to be very mature, you have to be very professional to be able to do business with your friend. All right, sometimes you might end up like the Facebook story where Mark Zuckerberg ended up you know going to court against so-called friends of his whom he started Facebook with. All right, at the end of the day, those guys are billionaires today anyway. So idea or no idea, he had the idea, no doubt, but without those guys, he wouldn't have been able to launch Facebook. That's the truth. So it's very easy to sour relationships when you begin to transition from friendship to business partner. And that is why there's a saying that goes thus: it's better to transition your business partners to your friends rather than your friends to your business partners. Now, there are various versions of this quote that I've heard, and actually they cannot really be attributed to anyone. But if you have heard it, please drop a comment and let me know your thoughts about it. But I will maintain that entering into that territory of business professionalism with a friend is something that requires a lot of maturity and emotional intelligence. I tried to do business with friends several times. It didn't work. It never worked. And so I decided to go my own because I realized probably that is not God's will for my life as a Christian that I am. But you might be able to do it with your friends, depending on the kind of friends you have. So it all depends on the individuals in question, the level of maturity and emotional intelligence. But you do have to realize that a lot of work is required to keep both relationships sharp, the friendship and the business partnership. A lot of work will be required. It can be done. It can be done. Shoma Goodhair. Shoma Goodhair, I watched an interview she did in which she said the lady whom she started her business with, the Good Hair Salon, I think it's called, was a friend she met in uni in London, in UK somewhere, I think Manchester or somewhere in the UK anyway. She went to school with this girl, and this girl had great hair. She had great hair. They did their hair. It's not as if they naturally had great. This wig they used to wear. They know they could wear very nice hair. They always wore very nice hair, and people always complimented them separately on the hair. They both then met each other and fell in love with each other's hair, admired each other's hair, and complimented each other's hair do's, and eventually decided to start a business together making hair. They opened salons. I think they have salons here and also in Nigeria. I don't know if they sell hair or whatever, I don't know, but both of them became partners. They were not friends to begin with. They were not friends. They became, should I call it, friendly, which brings us back to what we said at the last live stream: being firm, friendly, and fair. Firm, friendly, and fair. They became friendly and eventually decided to start a business together. By now, I believe that they must be friends to an extent. But that's it for professional relationships part 2. We've talked about relationships in the workplace when you are an employee of labor. And now today we've talked about relationships in the workplace when you are an employer of labor or an entrepreneur. And the the crux of the matter is your ability to network, which hinges on your ability to build lasting relationships. I have said it before and I'll say it again. I do have a PDF titled Building Lasting Relationships, and I will add it to the items that I'm going to add to the description of this video so that you can download it and read. I'm still going to expand it into, something that will encompass all these amazing relationships that we are talking about, because like I said in the last live stream, every relationship needs scrutiny, every relationship needs studying, every relationship needs investing in, not just your romantic relationships, but your professional relationships and or every other kind of relationship that you have. So it is my privilege to bring this live stream to a close, and I want to thank everyone who has joined and has commented and has liked it, and I do look forward to seeing you in my next live stream. Thank you very much for watching. Kirika Live signing out. Ciao.